yesterday. My dad and I said goodbye. Said goodbye to D back the day earlier. And yeah, now we're here exploring Singapore, which in almost every way possible has been the complete opposite to India. And it's incredibly clean, so technologically advanced. People are definitely less in your face and tend to mind their own business. It's quite wealthy as well. And yeah, my buddy Anton has been kind enough to let me stay with him for a few days. So I'm out currently enjoying the city while he's doing some work and study stuff. And actually this exact hotel, when I was working for an insurance company, we helped ensure construction of the hotel. So it's great to see it in person. It was completed in 2010 and it's quite luxurious. I tried to book a room, spoil myself after sleeping in very dodgy hotels for a month. Unfortunately, it's numerous €100. The skyline here in Singapore is amazing. You can see it a bit in the background there. So yeah, phenomenal, good first impressions. I've been walking around. It isn't too expensive if you know where to go, but you're definitely paying European prices. So I'm gonna have to kind of make sure my budget doesn't get exceeded too much. But later today I'll go have lunch and then walk around the more exciting, dodgy prostitute and bar district here in Singapore. So looking forward to that. People queuing up outside the McDonald's, always popular. So Singapore has these hawker centers. They're essentially food courts where people can just sit down on tables, and you've got a load of different little fast food stalls around, and you can just choose what you want to have for lunch, sit down and enjoy a meal with a buddy. So it shouldn't cost more than about €5–6. Looking forward to it. Salted chicken egg rice, sugar cane, soy sauce, veg, looks good. Total price, €6.
Enjoy the chicken, right?
So apparently my ex-university, well, kind of current university, I'm just after graduating, my alma mater, TUM, Technical University of Munich, has a campus here in Singapore. How cool is that? So we'll go visit the campus and see if there's anything happening. And otherwise we'll be going to National University of Singapore today and hopefully see their facilities. So this is the canteen in National University of Singapore. They have little stalls everywhere. I got myself an orange milkshake. God, I'm starting to get burned. But yeah, very impressive. Good morning everyone from Chinatown in Singapore. Here we have an enormous Buddhist temple. Let's try to get it on camera. And we have a toot here belonging to Lord Siddhartha, Prince Siddhartha himself, the original Buddha, or so they say. Inside there's many statues of the Buddha. There's people praying, people donating. Of course it's around Chinese New Year. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but it has a kind of festival atmosphere in the city these days. And yeah, it's super interesting, so I hope you enjoy these videos. Singaporean breakfast. We have kaya toast, which is meant to be sweet, honey eggs, dip them in, and coffee, which, yes, I spilled myself. Big loss. Hello everyone, welcome to Singapore's student housing. I'm on the 26th floor, the rooftop of Kentfield housing, owned by the National University of Singapore. And it's a really cool thing about this city that there is a lot of public housing available generally. The reason for this is that Singapore actually owns 90% of the land. That's right, the government of Singapore owns 90% of the country's land, and this allows them to easily develop new public housing. How the scheme essentially works is that once you start working as a professional, you can save about 10, 20, 25% of your salary each month, and you pay this into a public housing fund. After a while, you're eligible to buy a public house, often quite cheap for European or US standards. We're looking at about 300,000 US dollars for a 2-bedroom apartment in one of these buildings behind me. Then, after having lived in the apartment for 5 years, you can put the house back on the private market and decide to either rent it out or sell it on for profit. And this way, there is a constant supply of housing for Singapore's young and old, and housing does not become too expensive like we've seen in Europe. So, interesting way to set up your housing development. Here we also see the second largest port in the world, Singapore Harbour. As you can see, it's absolutely huge. Singapore, of course, is a famous trading hub in Southeast Asia and really is where West and East comes together in terms of cargo transport. And while it may not be very well visible here on film, the harbour goes for about as far as the eye can see. Impressive stuff. And lastly, I just wanted to comment on how nice the student housing is here. It is absolutely unbelievable. They have great resources, nice green roofs. It is a little bit expensive. I would say a minimum of €500 up to about €1,000. However, the facilities are top-notch. Swimming pools, cheap canteens. I think here behind me you even see a football pitch there. So yeah, it really has been eye-opening that universities can organize a campus that is so well run and people live in a harmonious manner for an affordable price.